Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2020 Blumhouse film, The Craft Legacy. Hour 40-something minutes long. Veruza Balk is in this for the last second of the film. I kid you not. 1 second. She looks at the camera. That's it. This is not how you do a requel. What is a requel? A reboot sequel. Requel. Compound word. Requel. So, best examples of doing reboot sequels in regards to legacy characters, plot points, and such is Jurassic World and Scream. Scream 5 did an incredible job explaining what a requel is, as well as Scream 6 as well. And Jurassic World, Jurassic Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic Dominion, alongside the incredible Netflix television series, two series actually, Camp Cretaceous and what's the new one? Chaos Theory. There's two different shows that are doing an incredible job with maintaining proper storylines within a requel. This film, it's not how you do a requel. It's not how you do it. I watched this because of Nicholas Galitzine. We have done a Nick marathon recently. This film and the next one we're going to talk about after was on my list. And I was like, oh, I haven't watched a horror film in a while. Let me watch Craft, because it's two, Craft and Craft Legacy. They were trying to make a Craft sequel way back in the day, right at the original. It just never happened. And so when the opportunity for Blumhouse came about, Blumhouse is hit or miss, man. I've said this a few times. The aesthetic, the practical effects, the cinematography, the lighting, the technical aspects of any Blumhouse film is flawless. But not all the same creators. Some creators of projects can't keep track of their own stories, and there's just plot holes galore. And this is an example of that. What's the point of introducing so many different conversations if you're not going to fix it or get to the end point? Main character's name is Lily, right? Her and her mom are moving to a new house. Her new stepfather, Adam, has 3 teenage boys. They all go to the same high school together. One of the brothers, Jacob, is best friends with Timmy, who's the bully of the school, played by Nick Galtzine's character. And then she puts this love spell on him after realizing that she is a witch. And then 3 other girls at the school are witches. They use the same exact plot of the first film. Same exact plot. And no, it's not how you do this. So then, continuing on, we get to a moment, middle of the film. We get to a moment. The love spell is working. Nick's character, Timmy, is hanging out in Lily's room with her 3 friends. Lily is Lily's stepbrother, Josiah? Jacob is best friends with Timmy. So that's why he's over. He's just over because he's there with his best friend. And they play the game, Truth, Son, and Lie. Somebody goes, he then goes, and then he winds up expressing some actual truths where he hooked up with Isaiah, who is Jacob's older brother, who is Lily's stepbrother as well, once, and he is being ignored consistently since then because from Isaiah, and he doesn't know how to tell his best friend Jacob, who's his brother, things, right? Scandalous things. But they don't have to be scandalous. People just talked. And so then he's getting emotional. And when I tell you Nick is an incredible actor, this is the scene I'm referencing when I say Nick is an incredible actor. He has tears rolling down his eyes. He's breathing heavy. He's sobbing. That he doesn't understand why he can't be bisexual, where it has to be both one or the other. Where it can't be both one or the other. When it can't be both, comma, it has to be one or the other. There we go. That's the words I was trying to get out. And then he is coming to terms with himself. And then he thanks, Lily after the fact that a big weight is lifted, that he is now comfortable with himself, that he's happy that he can be comfortable with himself. All because, he now starts to like her. And that's only because of this love spell. The next day in school, it's announced that he had unalived himself in his bedroom the night before, which makes no sense because of the confession that he is now free to be himself, right? He now likes Lily, etc. As the plot continues on, right? So we have the whole getting rid of the boyfriend scenario in both the first film and the second film, but not even true boyfriend, just the love potion victim, unfortunately. So the question is, why was this so abrupt? And it was slightly kind of explained at the end, where the new stepfather, Adam, is a warlock and he wants her powers to begin with. So the question then is, did he target Lily specifically because he wants her power? He reveals that how dare her try to shape Timmy into her image. That's why he had to be killed. Because sure, that makes sense. And then it just was not explained. It wasn't explained if Adam actually liked her mom and she happened to be that. And then the whole thing about that she's actually adopted gets brought up with her finding paperwork. And who's her mother? Nancy, Veruza Balk's character. So then at the end of the film, after they then burn Adam alive in a circle of the four witches, of course, because that's how you obviously are going to get rid of a warlock, burn him alive. She then visits her mom at whatever mental health facility that we last see Nancy in the first film. And she's in a facility still. So the mom, the adoptive mom, reveals that she worked with this individual who experienced many traumas and made the mom promise to not reveal the power secret, and that if there's any notice of it, that she has to shut it down immediately. Doesn't make sense. How is Nancy getting pregnant in a mental health facility unless there was an assault of some sort in that facility and then leading towards the child getting put up for adoption? Why would she still be in that same facility? Is she in a different facility? It was very, because the top of the paperwork says state of Michigan on the adoption form. This takes place in Los Angeles. Didn't the craft take place in Los Angeles? And Nancy was then in a mental facility in Los Angeles. So how is her mom adopting a baby in Michigan if the baby is in California, unless the mom went to California to work with mental health patients and then brought the baby back to Michigan and then signed paperwork for adoption? Don't you have to sign paperwork for adoption in the state the child is in? I don't know. I don't know how it works. But it was not explained. It's not explained. It's what's then the point of her seeing her mom at the very end and Veruza looking at her / the camera for half a second, 1 full second, and then it automatically gets cut to credits. I don't get it. The beginning of the film pissed me off royally because it was scene for scene. It's just a remake of the first film, and it's just not even fun. It was just far too... What's the word I'm thinking of? It was far too dark in regards to what was going on within this particular group, that there was no lightness to it at various moments. You know, the first film, it's heavy, but then, like, they say quips and stuff, and, like, it's fun. It's a fun, witch kind of bonding film, and then it turns, and it gets dark, and then there's payback. This just felt, I don't know, antagonistic. Like the whole introduction of Lily and Timmy was that Lily has a heavy flow, and her menstrual cycle started in class. And then, like, it was a whole running joke for the first third act. And I was like, how is this entertaining? This is weird. This is weird that this is being brought up as an actual entertainment factor when this is a traumatizing event for an individual. The other thing that made me roll my eyes and sigh verbally was when they broke into Timmy's room. This is the beginning of the film. Broke into Timmy's room, took a bong, took a used condom, put the elements of the used condom in the bong, to then use it as a cauldron to start the love spell. I said to myself, oh my, what in the hell am I watching right now? What is this? This is a disservice to the craft. Absolute disservice. Then we eventually get to the four of them hanging out with Timmy in Lily's room, doing the Two Truths and a Lie. Nick has that moment, that scene. And I was like, wait a minute, how is this the same film? Because this scene is absolutely incredible. It's only incredible because the actor's incredible. Material is trash. I'm disgusted, dishonored, and there's no logical connection why Adam, the stepfather, is there. What's the aftermath then? They burned him alive, and then what happens? What happens to the stepbrothers? The three of them are still alive. What happens to them? There's so many unanswered things. It does not make logical sense. I don't know why this was approved. I don't know why it was ever referenced as a continuation 20 years later to the Crafts. The only connection is Nancy for 1 minute, for 1 second at the very end. And Lily happens to be her child that was put up for adoption for reasons unknown. How Nancy got pregnant in a mental health facility. If this was not associated with the Craft, it would have been okay. I'll say that. If this was not associated with the Craft, it would have been okay. It still would have had major plot flaws, as I brought up, in regards to why Lily's powers were needed from Adam to create order, but that makes no sense. And again, how does he know her, right? Or how did he know her previously? It doesn't make sense. Things are not answered. From a plot point of view, makes literally no sense, whether it's a Craft film or a film in general. But because it's a Craft film, this is double worse. So it's not good. It's not good. Should never have been made. I feel horrible for the individuals who were a part of it because the cast did a great job with the material they were given. The material they were given was hot fire. Hot fire, trash, garbage fire. Just garbage fire. Just a garbage fire that the four of them started in the woods. Also, how is the warlock being burned alive and not screaming? Just dumb. Unfortunate. Dumb. You can't win them all. Craft legacy. My poor Nicholas Galitzine. Let's hope the next one we watch of him is better, because that's another witchcraft film. I'm nervous. But let's see. On to the next review. Drama.